Ryan Coogler's Sinners is the best 4K Blu-ray disc of the year so far. Welcome back to Movies Good, Internet Bad. I'm Cory, and this is my review of Sinners on 4K UHD Blu-ray. We didn't get the chance to review this movie on the channel, and now that it is here for its home release, I got it in a few days early, so I figured I would share some of my thoughts. First of all, this movie rules. That's pretty much all I have to say. Coogler and his team completely knocked it out of the park. One of my favorite experiences in a theater this year, and that has happily made its way home, and the experience is the same. So to run through some tech specs here, the film comes in on a 100 gigabyte disc, which is great because it is from Warner Brothers, who is not afraid to do something like that. Yes, Disney, I'm talking to you. Stop using 66 gigabyte discs. It is Dolby Vision, which was great in my theater room. It is also Dolby Atmos, which was also great in my theater room. It was shot on film. There are two different types of film that were used. There was 5-perf 65 millimeter film, which was for the 2.76 portions of the movie. Another film that you might recognize is something like The Hateful Eight, shot in the same type of film, same aspect ratio, so it's very, very wide. The black bars on your screen are going to be pretty big during those parts. But the rest of the film was shot on 15-perf 70 millimeter film for IMAX. That is going to go to 1.78 aspect ratio, and it is going to fill up your entire television or home theater screen or whatever device you're looking at, as long as it is a 16:9 screen. That being said, the 70 millimeter stuff was actually shot for 1.43, which was only made available in a very small handful of cinemas around the world. Probably never get the chance to see that again now that it is out of its theatrical run, so the 1.78 is going to be the best that we can do. Speaking on that video, the 2.76 footage, the 65 millimeter stuff, it looks really, really great. It has a very lush filmic texture. There's a nice layer of grain there. The colors look beautiful. The color grade is really, really well done. And Autumn Arkapa's cinematography is really, really beautiful in this film. That being said, it pales in comparison to the way the 1.78 IMAX footage looks. The amount of detail that is in this IMAX footage is literally off the charts good. It is bold. It has texture, sharpness, contrast, black levels. Everything about it is just unbelievable. It reminds me of when I first got the Blu-ray of The Dark Knight way back in the day, back in 2008 or 2009 or whatever that was. And that switched from 239 to 178. And the CinemaScope footage just looked awful compared to the IMAX stuff. This is close to that. Not quite as bad. The 276 stuff is still really good. And if you watch the movie with constant image height, you wouldn't be missing out on much. But yeah, really, really strong stuff there. There are a couple scenes in the film where the shadows are pushed a little bit with the HDR color grade, and they don't really show black levels. It kind of looks like gray everywhere. But that's only for a very small handful of scenes in the movie, so nothing to worry about there. The rest is fantastic. So, and then, to go along with the outstanding video, there's also really good audio. The Dolby Atmos mix is really, really, really good. There is a sequence smack dab in the middle of the film. If you've seen it, you know the one that I'm talking about. It's when the character Sammy is giving a performance in the juke joint. It's one of the ones where the aspect ratio expands to IMAX, and then the audio that's in there is pure reference. It is demo material through and through. The guitar and the vocals move through the soundstage as the camera is doing a big one-take shot. And it moves around the room, and it utilizes all of your speakers. So your fronts, your surrounds, your heights, everything's kind of traveling around. And it's a really interesting thing, because if you had a system where you had mismatched speakers, you would probably really notice it during a scene like this. But if you have the same type of speakers, I have all Paradigm speakers in my home theater, and they're not only the same brand, they're from the same product line. They're all timbre matched. So when this is all happening, the immersion factor is absolutely huge. Really, really good stuff there. But for the rest of the mix too, the atmospherics are fantastic. It takes place in the South. There's a lot of bugs. All the sound effects in the juke joint, you know, whether it's furniture moving, bottles clanking, you know, the wood boards getting moved around, all that stuff really makes you feel like you're in the room with these people. Really well done. Bass response, had no issues with it. There were a couple spots with maybe some gunshots where I would have liked a little bit more kick, but you know, during all the musical sequences and a lot of the action stuff, there was a plentiful amount of bass. My room was shaking. I have two Rythmik 12-inch subwoofers, and they were getting some work in, which I thought was really cool. Dialogue was clear throughout, and of course the music. Ludwig Göransson absolutely crushed it. Probably one of my favorite composers working today, and all of his work really shines through on this release. So I would say I didn't even look at the special features. Yeah, there's a making of, there's a music documentary in there, some stuff with Michael B. Jordan, the South, the visual effects. You know, there's some stuff in there, but the real highlight of this release for me is the film. And that's why we buy physical media. Having those IMAX scenes in there, just they look absolutely astounding. And then the Dolby Atmos mix is there to complement it and really punches right up in the same weight class as the visuals. So I would definitely recommend purchasing this and supporting physical media if you can, but I would love to hear from you. Did you guys see Sinners in theaters? Are you excited to have it at home? Drop us a comment below and let us know what you think. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We've been reviewing a ton of movies already this summer, and the next one that's coming up is going to be Superman next week. So be on the lookout for all of that and so much more. Until next time, we'll see you guys in the next video.